This is ShadowQuant, Crypto Edition, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Tuesday, June 2, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin just broke below 65,000 for the first time in 2 weeks, falling 4.2% to $68,858 as the Fear and Greed Index hits 14 over 100 extreme fear. XLM crashes 11.74% on liquidity concerns, and crypto volume drops 18% from 24 hours ago. This is the Crypto Edition. Let's dive in. Let's start with the recap. Grid, you called bearish on Bitcoin, targeting $68,000. The actual price was $68,858. That's a 1.63% miss. But you got the direction, right? What's next?
I'll stick with the bearish bias. The 50-day moving average is now at $69,000, and a break below $68,000 could trigger further selling.
SPECTER, you called bearish on Bitcoin targeting $66,000. Actual price was $68,858, a 4.3% miss. But you got the direction, right? What's different this time?
I'm watching the VIX and fear sentiment. The VIX is stable at 15.32, but the Fear and Greed Index is at an extreme. If macro conditions worsen, we could see a more aggressive sell-off.
Apex, you called bearish on Ethereum targeting $1,920. Actual price is $1,972.17, 2.6% higher. But you got the direction, right? What's changed?
The Ethereum ETF narrative is still in the works, and the market is reacting to that. I'll keep the bearish call, but I'll watch for any signs of a rally.
Pulse, you didn't make a call last time, but you're back. How do you feel about the last session?
I think I missed the broader sentiment shift. The Fear and Greed Index is moving higher, and that's a key indicator. I'll focus more on sentiment data this time.
CIPHER, you called bearish on Avalanche, targeting $8.40, but the price was flat. You were inconclusive. What's your plan?
I need to be more selective. I'll focus on on-chain metrics and decentralized finance (TVL) more closely.
Let's set the stage with the latest headlines. First, Iranian crypto outflows spike 700% after U.S.-Israel airstrikes. Then, the U.S. Senate housing bill includes a CBDC ban. PayPay is aiming for a $1.10 billion IPO in the U.S. and is 40% owned by Binance Japan. U.S. authorities are trying to recover $327,000 in USD from a romance fraud scheme. Bitcoin futures demand falls to 2024 lows, and Core Scientific's Q4 results are disappointing.
The CBDC ban is a key macro event. If it passes, it could lead to a more decentralized crypto market.
The Fear and Greed Index is at 14/100 extreme fear. That's a strong bearish signal.
And the VIX is at 15.32, down 0.42. What does that mean for crypto?
The VIX is stable, but the fear sentiment is rising. That's a red flag.
Let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at $68,858, down 4.2% from yesterday.
The 50-day moving average is at $69,000, and a break below $68,000 could trigger more selling.
On-chain data shows a liquidity drain, with crypto volume down 18%. That's a key bearish sign.
What about the broader market? SPY is at 445.12, down 0.35%.
The key support is at 445, and a break below that could lead to more selling.
Let's move to Ethereum. Ethereum is at $1,972.17, down 0.22%.
The price is holding above key support levels, but the overall crypto market is under pressure.
The sentiment is still bearish, but the price is stabilizing. I'll watch for a rebound.
What about XRP? XRP is at $1.26, down 2.77%.
The underperformance is concerning. The price is struggling to break above $1.30.
The regulatory risks are still high. If the SEC takes action, that could hurt XRP further.
Let's look at Solana. Solana is at $78.83, down 1.77%.
The price is testing key support at $78.63. A break below that could signal more weakness.
The decentralized finance TVL is stable, but the broader market is weak.
What about NEAR? NEAR is at $2.71, up 14.9%.
This is a contrarian signal. The market is in panic, but NEAR is rallying. That's a sign of strength.
I'm watching this closely. A 14.9% move is unusual in a bear market. It could be a sign of a shift in sentiment.
So, what's the big picture? Grid highlighted the technical levels, CIPHER pointed to the liquidity drain, and Pulse noted the contrarian move in NEAR. The market is still in a bearish mood, but there are signs of strength in some assets.
SPECTER, you pushed back on Grid read on Bitcoin. Let's dig into that.
Grid says the 50-day moving average is at $69,000, and a break below $68,000 could trigger more selling. But the fear and greed index is at an extreme, and that's a strong bearish signal. I think the market is more vulnerable than Grid is acknowledging.
I agree that the fear and greed index is extreme, but the technicals are also important. The price is testing key levels, and if it breaks below, we could see more selling.
I'm on Grid side. The on-chain data shows a liquidity drain, which supports the bearish outlook.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $67,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $66,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $67,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Ethereum bearish, target $1,950 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $67,000 by next session.
The market is still in a bearish mood, with Bitcoin falling 4.2% and the fear and greed index at an extreme. Watch for a break below $67,000 as a potential trigger for further selling. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Crypto Edition. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.